Hey everyone, my name is Benjamin, and today I'm going to be giving you a short guide on how to score in almost any attacking situation in World Soccer Champs. This includes a few ways to exploit how the defensive AI works to make sure that you can get a clear shot on goal in the majority of situations. It won't always work. Sometimes you'll be facing up against a team that is just way faster than yours and is just going to beat you no matter what. There are some situations where you just can't score, but this guide should give you a good idea of how you can best take advantage of chances and what the best way is to get around defenders. So I'm going to run you through a few attacking chances that you will see very commonly. Also, just give you a general guide on if you're in this place on the field, this is how you will score. All of the clips of World Soccer Champs that you're going to see in this video do come from my brand new series, which I've just started again as I've been restarting the channel. So if you want to see more of that, check it out. I'll leave the playlist in the description and in the little info card things at the top right. So our first example here is an attack from the left wing. This can be perfectly mirrored on the right wing and it will work just the same. This is a fairly easy one. You've got a lot of room. If you've got room to move forward, do just move forward. However, do be aware of the defender coming up very close to you. And the biggest exploit you can do here is basically you want to run all the way up to the very top line, the touch line, the goal line, whatever. I don't remember what it's called. And you're going to have a defender literally right next to you. And you're going to want to move backwards diagonally, as you should be able to see in this example. And what basically happens here is there's only ever going to be one AI chasing you at any given time, and when you're moving towards the touchline, that defender that's the closest to you, right next to you, is going to go for you. But when you move backwards away, another defender who's a bit further away is going to come after you instead. Sometimes there are some exceptions, like the one you see here, where the defender is still moving backwards and forwards with me, which is why I eventually get tackled. That happens sometimes, and mainly what you can try and do is just try and attack it from a different angle, or just keep going backwards and forwards whilst they're really close to you, because while it is a lot slower, you can still edge towards the goal. But mainly how it works is the AI switches, and so as you move backwards, the one that's really close to you is going to move away from you. And then basically you can just move diagonally again towards the touchline, and you'll keep doing that repetitively until you're much closer to the goal and you can have a clear shot on goal. Most of the time what will happen here is the keeper will come very, very close to the front post, closer to you, and because you have the ability to curve the ball properly, as long as there isn't a defender in the way, you can just swerve it right around the keeper with a nice curl, easy goal, you can get it right into the back netting. If there is a defender in the way, then you may just have to back off again and try diagonally again and again, a couple of times, just to make sure you're getting a proper clear shot on goal. Or you can rotate around the goal and basically just try to get yourself around to the right wing, whether that's by passing or moving around the defenders, which I'll walk you through a bit more later. And from there, you can attack it again in a different direction and hopefully get that goal. Do experiment with this because you can use it in lots of different situations, not just specifically these chances. It can help you a lot. When attacking in the centre, a lot of the chances will be almost guaranteed, like the one shown here. Where the defender behind you, here or out in front towards the keeper, but you can also cross over the defender if you think you're fast enough. This stops them from tackling you as long as you move in small steps, and again, they aren't too faster than you. Other than that, you also don't want to face the keeper head on, but instead go at them diagonally. This puts them out, pulls them out to one corner of the box, which allows you to shoot into the empty side of the goal by just curving it around them. You don't want to end up in a head-on situation with them because they're going to be able to dive to the sides, and when you curve it around, you might not make it all the way. This specific chance starts from wings, but highlights an important factor of shooting that you'll be able to use in most centre chances. Basically, when the keeper's in the centre of the goal and you're looking straight down towards the post, you can usually shoot a straight shot just inside of the post that will almost always score. Unless the keeper has really good diving skill, like in some of the top leagues, and you're maybe too far away, it will almost always work, and you can just have a straight shot, no curve needed. If you put it just inside the post, you'll be able to get it in almost every time. Just to include it here, penalties, shoot to the edges, shoot towards the posts, don't try shooting down the middle, it just won't work. Rarely will it work. This is some overall tips for one, if you have good general knowledge of football tactics, surprise, surprise, will work pretty well in a football game. Things like going in front of the defender, throwing the keeper out of goal, pretty natural football style strategies anyway. If you still need help, I recommend just looking at some regular football attacking strategies. Also, just experience helps. If you play the game a lot, you'll recognise certain chances, and get a lot more familiar with them and how you're going to score from them. You'll get used to how the AI works and how it's going to react to certain things. So if you just play the game a lot or watch the game a lot, if you've watched a lot of World Soccer Champs and know the chances, that can help. Getting used to how fast your opponent is as well, early on in matches, that can help. So you kind of know how far you can move before you're going to get tackled, how far you can shoot before the keeper saves it. So give yourself a general idea of how much leeway you have when you're moving around and when you're trying to shoot. Again, it's just general football strategy, but if you've got space, run into it. Pass when the defenders start closing in, passing into space specifically. Making sure to recycle the ball. You can't score every time, so don't be afraid to pass it backwards and try to attack again from a different angle to make sure that you're going to get that goal. Also, don't do lobbed passes unless you really have to, because most of the time that just means you can't move whilst the ball is moving towards you, but the defender is closing in on you, which means you don't have much space once you receive the ball. If you receive the ball, the defender might just take it. And also just be aware that you can't score every chance. The defenders are going to be too fast for you sometimes. You're not going to be able to score sometimes. It's not always going to work. So just be aware of that. You can't score every single chance. It's just not going to happen. So I'm not going to falsely advertise that to you. Hopefully that was helpful to you. Of course, a lot of this is just following the general rules of football. If you know a lot about football tactics already, that will definitely help you in the game. But of course, having those few little extra exploits and knowing how the AI works can obviously help a lot. So I'd like to thank you all very much for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on another one. Hopefully there'll be a defensive guide coming up soon. But have a nice day, and as always, stay creative.